presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Two more games left this month, and there's Mr. August trying to add to his 10 home runs and 28 runs batted in August. Chase Headley and Dan Uggla. 6 games against the Padres this year. He's homered 3 times, a giant homer last night in the 2-0 Atlanta win. Quite a day here in San Diego. It's official now. The Seidler, O'Malley families and Ron Fowler are now the owners of the San Diego Padres. They are the caretakers of this civic gem, as they put it. Welcome to Petco Park, downtown San Diego. Final game of the 3-game series, the Atlanta Braves and the San Diego Padres. Well, Chris Medlin a bit too much last night as he shut out the Padres 2-0, ending an 8-game winning streak, so they have to start anew today.
Yeah, it was a tough pitcher they faced last night. He made all the right pitches. Hey, they just got plain out beat. I mean, they played as hard as they could for as long as they could. It just didn't work out to string together some hits against a tough pitcher in Chris Medlin.
So the ownership baton has been passed from John Moores to the new group that we met today, and Ron Fowler gave us an idea of the owner's message in the press conference.
We will have 3 priorities as an organization. Obviously, the first one is winning. The second one is fan experience. And the third is community. The Padres have a great history of being very involved in this community, but we're going to expand it even more based upon the reputation the O'Malleys had in Los Angeles and, frankly, based upon how I view business should be in its hometown. So the Padres are a civic treasure. We're going to treat them like a civic treasure. We just happen to be the owners, and we're going to get even more engaged in the community than has ever been before.
And you're hearing that from a man who has been engaged in the San Diego community for a long time, extraordinarily generous in his gifts to everything from ballparks to people who need help on the street and primarily education.
Absolutely. USD, we can go on and on. Mr. Fowler's involvement in San Diego. But responsibility and commitment to San Diego, that's good to hear. It's just a good all-around day for everybody in San Diego.
Yeah, it is a feel-good day, and it'd be nice if the ball club welcomed the new ownership with a victory today, and it's up to a left-hander.
Absolutely. Well, Eric Stoltz is that kid on the mound that's going to take the pill and try to beat these Atlanta Braves 2 out of 3. And the last start in Arizona, which could be a nightmare for any pitcher, he did quite well. 7 innings, only 3 hits. He did not give up a run, and he punched out 4 Diamondbacks. But it was the breaking ball in Atlanta that really was the story. He had that working in Arizona as well. And another factor, Dick, these are 2 teams, the Atlanta Braves and the Arizona Diamondbacks, that are still in the race. So for Eric Stoltz to go out there and throw up those numbers, I think that's quite a great job done by the left-hander going into today's game against these Braves.
Allowing only 1 run in those 2 games against Arizona and Atlanta, but they have to try to beat a man, Tommy Hanson, today. They've never defeated. He's 4-0 lifetime against San Diego. We're ready for baseball downtown Petco Park coming up. Well, a great summary of the first 2 games of this series, and now the final time we'll see the Atlanta Braves here in San Diego this year. They're in great position for the playoffs. They're 4 games behind Washington in the NL East, but they have a good lead for one of the 2 wild card spots. Freddie Gonzalez has set his lineup. We'll give it to you in a moment. Michael Bourne leads it off, the center fielder. Among the leaders in the majors in most hits is Bourne. As you look at Eric Stoltz, goes for his 5th win, and the first pitch of the game is in there for a strike. You're going to see some slow spinning curveballs that tantalize the Atlanta hitters down in Georgia, as Stoltz beat them 2 games ago. And it's the kind of pitching that has bothered Atlanta's lineup this year, as against left-handers they are 24 and 26. Watch out, right-handers 50 and 30. Fastball 2-1.
Keeping the hitters off balance. That's the story of Eric Stoltz. And we talked about his outing in Atlanta, fewer hits than innings pitched. And his last time out in Arizona, fewer hits than innings pitched. So he's on quite a roll.
Works quickly. Fly ball to center field. Maben positioned perfectly in left center. 1 away. Underway here with the lineup of the Braves. Bourne followed by Reed Johnson. Jason Hayward leads the club in home runs with 24. Chipper Jones in the lineup. Those knees must be feeling okay. Martin Prado plays another position. He's at first base today. 5 different positions in the last 5 games. David Ross is the catcher, giving Brian McCann a day off. Dan Ugla, then Paul Yanis the shortstop, and the pitcher Hansen. Reed Johnson, 313, a lifetime against left-handed pitching. That's one of the reasons they acquired him from the Cubs, along with pitcher Paul Maholm. Hitting .306 this year. Good man to have around, especially off the bench. Terrific pinch hitter is Johnson.
Yeah, also, you mentioned Martin Prado playing first base. What a great player to have in a position like Prado, who can be plugged into a lot of places on the field, along with a player like Reed Johnson off the bench. It's players like that that really make a difference, I think, in the playoffs, if you reach the playoffs.
1-1 to Johnson. Back to the middle. Good glove work. Stoltz took the base hit away from Johnson. There's 2 away. A look at the Padres defense, brought to you by Mazda. Kotze left today with Maben and Venable in the outfield. Headley and Cabrera left side. Logan Forsythe and Yonder Alonso will command the right side. Yasmani Grandal behind the plate. He homered and singled. Knocked in all 3 runs in a 3-0 win 2 nights ago. Carlos Quentin, after his 30th birthday yesterday, given the starting day off, and Kotze in left field. Here's Jason Hayward. He's had a good road trip. Ground ball up the middle. Forsythe to backhand the ball and throw him out. Good defense, in part by Stoltz himself. Braves go in order in the first. brought to you by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Everett Cabrera will lead it off. Will Venable. Chase Headley has got this game in the Friday night game in Colorado to complete his August to add to his impressive totals. Yasmani Grandal bats cleanup with Quinton given the afternoon off for the moment. Alonso Katse, then Forsyth. Maven hits 8th, and Stoltz, a good hitting pitcher. Remember in the Arizona game, not only did he pitch shutout ball, but knocked in 3 runs. First pitcher for the Padres to do that in 18 years since Andy Benes. Well, the big, long right-hander, 6'6", Tommy Hansen from Riverside City College on the hill. He's got 12 wins already. That's a career high. He's in double figures each of the last 4 years. And his first pitch on the corner for a strike. Against the Padres, 4-0 lifetime with an ERA at 2. And he's 3-0 here at Petco.
Yeah, he loves pitching there at Petco Park. That ERA, Dick, to go along with 3-0 record, a 1.42 ERA. Fastball, slider, curve, and a change from Tommy Hansen.
Kind of short arms.
Yeah.
The ball doesn't really use the full, almost infielder's delivery.
Good call. You know, it's almost like he's shooting an arrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's coming like behind his ear a little bit.
It's the football quarterback throw. Mm-hmm. 2-1 to Cabrera, 3-1 as Everett here this month of August. He's really been so much more selective and recognizing that strike zone, not going after a lot of pitches and extending at bats. He's worn out some pitchers with foul balls. That's right down the middle, but that's just another pitch Hansen has to throw. Full count.
Now the foul balls start coming into play, right?
Supposedly. Caught looking there. The breaking ball looked high until it snapped down into the zone, and Cabrera out on strikes. Defense for Atlanta with Reed Johnson in left, Warren in center, Hayward with 11 assists in right field. Jones and Yanish on the left side. Ugla and Prado moves to first base. Hansen and David Ross behind the plate. Chipper in the lineup, and with an off day traveling home, they open a series on Friday night. There's something we didn't elaborate enough in the 8-game winning streak. Those 8 wins were against teams headed for the playoffs.
Sure.
They weren't just picking on the weaker members of the National League. They were beating up on teams that have winning records, even Arizona, but that's taken kind of Arizona into a little mini slump here.
And those guys in those Padre uniforms now know that they could play with those teams that are in contention.
Venable, 258. High fly ball, left center field. Bourne, plenty of room out there. Boy, Venable just missed it. It was a mile high, 2 away. And Hansen will give up some long balls. He's thrown 20 homers on the year with a good record, 12-6, but that ERA is at 4.40.
Yeah, 25th start of the year for Tommy Hansen. And if you're giving up a home run, a start, that's okay. I mean, he's below that, but still, day game, high ERA, home run could come into play today.
Here's Headley. 10 home runs this month. 22 on the season. 80 runs batted in. One and one. Kyle Blanks in uniform today. He's pondering where he might play in winter ball, coming off the DL.
Yeah, he's going to need some at bats this offseason.
A lost year for him, 2012. Kind of a forgotten man, and just another that went to the sidelines with injury.
Yeah. Hopefully that left shoulder of his is on the mend quickly, and he gets some at bats this offseason, whether it's the Arizona Fall League or winter ball somewhere.
3-1 now to Headley. Ground ball right side, and that's into right field for a base hit. Headley continues to enjoy swinging the stick here in August.
Well, we're going to have to try to convince Chase Headley that there's 40 days in the month of August.
How about 60?
Yeah, that's even better.
Getting some serious top hand, top spin, and that ball scoots through the hole on the right side.
Yasmani Grandal inserted in the cleanup spot for this afternoon against Atlanta. Just his at bats the other night, 2 for 4 with a home run and RBI single. Well, woe is me. The pickoff moves last night of Chris Medlin. He picked off 2 Padres to smother any chance of a rally, and brilliant game for Medlin. 8 innings, 2-0, allowed only 5 singles.
Looks like Hansen's got a pretty quick move as well, Dick. Quick with his feet.
Yeah, Freddie Gonzalez, there's Chris Medlin, Santa Ana Junior College, and here today we've got Tommy Hansen from Riverside City College. Both were picked late in the draft. Whoever scouted this area for Atlanta had to give him a bonus. Hansen was picked in the 22nd round, and Medlin, with the pickoff moves here, he was around till the 10th round of the draft. Cabrera tasted 1 pickoff and Amarista another.
That was a great throw in front of the bag and low. That's exactly where a pitcher wants to throw it, on the pickoff throw to first base. Yeah, you're right, Dick. Being picked so late, those scouts must have seen something, and they probably matured a little bit through the years in the minor leagues, and they're paying dividends at the big league level.
He goes around, and it's 1-1 to Yasmani, who was Yasmani on Monday night with his home run single and knocked in all 3 runs in the 3-0 Padre win. So they've traded shutouts. 3-0 San Diego, 2-0 Atlanta last night. His home run, his 6th of the season, came right-handed. Looks as if Hansen does have a fairly slow delivery to the plate.
You're right. His arm swing, when the ball comes out of his glove, it's kind of slower until he gets up top, and then the snap throw towards home plate.
Headley picks his spots and has 13 steals this year. This is the 3rd 3-1 count.
He does take a long time to the plate, Dick. Just watch that last delivery. He used a regular leg kick.
So first baseman Prado will back off the bag. Headley can take a little bigger lead, and will be off with this 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Couple of strikeouts for Hansen in the first inning. On to the second, no score.
Welcome back to Padres Baseball on Fox Sports San Diego. Second inning scoreless between the Padres and the Braves, and a couple of injury updates out of the bullpen. Joe Thatcher expected to throw Friday with Lake Elsinore, and if all goes well, he is expected to make the road trip to Colorado. Houston Street, the same details, but for him, it goes on Friday. If everything goes well Friday, then he will come from Lake Elsinore to Colorado. So just a couple of updates there as pitchers continue to heal. Let's send it back upstairs to Genberg and Mark.
Yeah, Liz Layla was giving you that information. A standing ovation as Chipper Jones was introduced. And he'll be receiving that treatment throughout the league. Fans recognizing his tremendous career. On his way to Cooperstown. Hitting even at age 40 over 300. 1-1.
Yeah, that was a nice ovation by the San Diego faithful.
Now they recognize, they recognize excellence and quality in this game, even if it's not wearing the San Diego colors. You know, as a kid, my dad taught me that. We'd go to a ball game and the opposition would, the Tigers would make a good play, and my dad would applaud. And I said, "Well, wait, Dad, we're rooting for the Tigers." He said, "We're rooting for good baseball too, son."
That's true.
Pops it up. High in the air off first. Alonso, will it come down? Finally in foul territory. It's interesting in our chat with Chipper, didn't get it on the air, but he also said, you know, what's pleased him now as he reflects on his 19 years with the Braves, that I've been able to do something that two of my idols, Cal Ripken and Tony Gwynn, did. A long, illustrious career staying in the same uniform in the same town.
That's quite an accomplishment this day and age in this game of baseball with free agency. And you know, it's also what the Braves felt about Chipper Jones the day they drafted him. Couldn't let that one get away.
That was 22 years ago. In 1990, he was the very first player selected. All right, here's Martin Prado. He raved about what a good professional hitter he is the last couple of weeks. Hitting at .296. Seems to get a good at bat every time. Last night, a couple of hits, safe on an error, 2 for 4. Scored the first run on a single and Chipper Jones double. On the outside corner, says Eric Cooper.
Boy, the pinpoint control of Eric Stoltz. He just threw an 85-mile-an-hour fastball and then just hit the outside corner with an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Changing speeds on the number one.
Little soft liner to Logan Forsythe. The changeup gets Prado. 2 away, 5 straight retired by Stoltz, and here's David Ross, the catcher. So with Brian McCann, an all-star, Ross doesn't get a lot of starts, but when he does, he produces. He has 6 home runs this year, batting .262.
He's a great addition to any club. I mean, he was a Padre, he was a Cincinnati Red, now Atlanta Brave, amongst other teams, but a great backup catcher, a great guy to have on your team.
Takes a strike. He's 35 years of age, is Ross, and he was a Padre back in 2005, just briefly, but hit 6 for 17. Then went on to Cincinnati the next year.
Boy, I even forgot, looking at his bio, I forgot that David came up as a Dodger back in 2002. My goodness, how time flies. .236 lifetime hitter, 75 home runs.
He does a good job. Terrific defensive catcher. There's the new ownership. The Seidlers and Ron Fowler in the middle.
It's kind of hard.
And the O'Malleys on the far side.
Kind of hard holding back the smiles, huh?
Yeah, we know that the Seidlers and O'Malley's from great stock. Peter O'Malley, a terrific representative of the game. And they said they're going to come down. They're going to be residents of San Diego. 3-1 now to David Ross. First 3-1 count for Stoltz. And he misses away, and a 2-out walk. Ron Fowler will join us a bit later in the game. More than anything, you just have to identify with the fact that here's someone that has given so much to San Diego, loves this city, has been able to share his success. And now, as the younger O'Malley's and Seidler referred to Fowler as Uncle Ron in the press conference. Dan Uggla, muscle man, and he ripped one to deep left field for the home run last night, his third this season against Padre pitching. Here it is last night. Got a high changeup.
He sent that a long way. Off-speed pitch sent just before the paint can out there in deep left field. He's not afraid to hack now.
That's a changeup in there. Strikes out a lot, 145 times among the league leaders. Also one of the leaders in walks, 79. So he's got a good eye. And last night may be a typical performance by him. He struck out 3 times, but he also contributed with that home run. Struck him out, fouled into the glove of catcher Grandal. First strikeout for Eric Stoltz. We go to the bottom of the second. Alonso, Kotsay, Forsythe coming up. Fox Sports San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T. Rethink possible. And by Petco, where the healthy pets go. And welcome back. Bottom of the second inning. Yonder Alonso, Mark Kotsay, and Logan Forsythe to come up for the San Diego Padres. Trying to get back to the 500 mark, working so hard to get up that hill in break-even position here on the home turf. They're 32 and 33 starting today. Alonso checks on a high fastball at 89 from Hansen. He doesn't overpower you, does he?
No, he doesn't. He'd be living around 88, maybe 90 miles an hour on the fastball. He relies on that breaking ball. We saw that in the first inning. 2 strikeouts via the breaking ball.
There was the slider for a strike. Off speed again, 1-2.
Big curveball, yeah.
So it might be a test to see who's going to throw the slowest curveball. That was 71 miles an hour. We know Stoltz will get down in the 60s. Line drive, base hit. Not hit hard, but he positions it perfectly. Hayward gets it back in. Alonso with a leadoff single.
All right, peek inside the glove of Tommy Hanson. He's gripping it, and that's the breaking ball. He stays on it nicely. It was elevated. He wanted to bury that one down towards the back foot. Didn't get it there. You see David Ross having that glove down by the feet. And Alonso hitting that mistake.
And it brings up Mark Kotsay. The veteran checks in at 263. 1 home run. That was as a pinch hitter. Looks at the fastball. Upstairs, ball 1. Kotsay with his fan group. You saw them in the Padres pregame show. High pop up. Coming down from first base, but they're going to let Ross take care of it. Tracks it perfectly, and 1 away. We've seen a couple of giant pop-ups already. Just missing. With 1 out, Logan Forsythe. Hit well against Atlanta in his career. 10 for 31. That checks out at 323.
I got a good feeling today about Logan Forsythe. Come on now.
That's your pick.
That's my pick. Yeah. That's my guy.
Well, at least get him on there because Maven's on deck, and then Maven might knock one out.
There you go.
Strike 1 on a delayed call from umpire Cooper. Forsythe, a single and a couple of flyouts last night.
'89 on the fastball. Once again, trying to locate it, not overpowering. He's going to have to stay out of the heart of the plate with that pitch.
A little late on the swing, or he was trying to go through that big hole on the right side, shoot it to right. 89 again. Hasn't hit 90 yet. Tommy Hanson with the fastball. Hanson celebrated along with Carlos Quentin a birthday yesterday. Turned 26. Quentin 30. Right center field. Bourne on his horse. Oh, he can play the outfield. Covers such good ground, and he doesn't know how many outs there are. He's on his way to the dugout. Oh, that's only 2. Okay. You only get 1 out per catch. Come on. Don't miss Jerry Coleman Day. That's when the Padres return home for a 9-game series after a 1-week road trip. That's on September 5th. Scripps Health sponsoring that game at 5:35. Padres are going to celebrate the legendary career baseball broadcasting military of Jerry Coleman. We invite you to be in your seats early. Come early, an hour, 30 minutes before the game. You don't want to miss the pregame ceremonies. That will include the unveiling of a statue of Coleman. Padres will play the Rockies. Tickets available. They're going fast. Padres.com. 619-795-5555. Maben. 1-1. Cameron looking for that 7th home run. He hasn't hit one since the 2nd day of this month. That was a day game in Cincinnati. Two outs. Alonso at first base. Line to left center. Can Bourne get that one too? Look at this. Oh my, what a catch. Took a run away. Alonso was halfway to third when he went skidding on the Petco Park turf. Oh, robbery in downtown San Diego.
AT&T trivia question as we go to the top of the third, and here we go. All right, Hank Aaron is obviously the career home run leader for the Braves franchise, and Chipper Jones now rests in third place. Can you name the man who collected the second most home runs in Braves history? Who was second? Give you the answer in the half inning. Top of the third, Stoltz will face Yanish, the shortstop, leading off. Then the pitchers spot Hansen, and the top of the order, Bourne.
You know, a little nugget about Hank Aaron. It's quite hard to believe. Never hit 50 home runs in a season.
Yeah. It's amazing. All-time RBI leader, isn't he?
Oh, you look at the RBIs, you look at the average. See, that's the thing about Hank Aaron. Everybody thinks it's just one-dimensional home runs. No, no, no. Extra base hits, average, RBIs, incredible numbers.
And plus outfield.
Yes.
Chop to third. Headley charges. One away. Stoltz has that ground ball working. That's 3 outs. Pounded into the ground by Atlanta. Here's Tommy Hansen, the pitcher.
He has done a fine job of taking the sting out of the opposing batter's bats, keeping him off balance, and that's what it's all about. Yeah, maybe it's starting to click for Eric Stoltz.
Hansen, if he gets a base hit, call the inspectors. He's 1 for 38. Big strike zone. 6 feet 6 inches tall. Yeah, that's the fastest Stoltz has offered, 91 miles an hour. Three pitches. See you later. Second strikeout, Stoltz. 2 away. Michael Bourne, the batter. Hey, let's go to our Lexus keys to the game, Mark.
Okay, well, since we've witnessed the new ownership taking over here in San Diego with the great press conference and Mr. Fowler, who's going to be on with us in the 4th inning, a welcome win for the new ownership would be nice today, right?
It's like the welcome mat.
Exactly, and third time's a charm. If they win today, we're taking 2 out of 3 from the Braves. It'll be the 3rd series in a row that the Padres have won.
Coming off that sweep of Arizona. Bourne with a swing and a miss. And prior to that, the home series sweep of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Arizona continues to struggle after the Padres applied a knockout punch at Chase Field. They lost again today. They've dropped to 64 and 67. Well, Michael Bourne has already had an impact on this game. He robs Forsythe. That was just a good catch. This one's a great catch. And the Padres, what if that gets through? That might be an inside the park home run. Had it all the way.
Yeah, he was playing on the first base side of second base, so he had to go all the way across into the alley, close to the alley in left center field, to take away the extra base hit.
3-1 to Bourne. High fly ball hit pretty well, but there's room out there as Venable gets to the warning path to make the catch. 1-2-3 Atlanta story. No score at Petco. time for our AT&T trivia question answer, and you San Diego fans should have gotten this one. Aaron, number 1 all-time home runs. Chipper Jones, number 3 for the Braves. Number 2, Eddie Matthews, a San Diego native. The late Matthews, a Hall of Famer, 493 home runs for the left-handed hitting third baseman.
Oh, some great stories about Eddie Matthews back in his days, the Milwaukee Braves and the Atlanta Braves later on. Oh, look at that for Chipper Jones. 19th season, 8 All-Stars, 6 knee surgeries, 2 Silver Sluggers.
And a World Series ring, of which he is most proud. Stoltz against Arizona. A single, a double, and 3 RBIs, along with the shutout effort. Only the second Padre pitcher to do that. Andy Benes, as we said, in 1994, the other.
Shadow from the tower directly over home plate. Batter's eye half and half as well.
Look at that guy hit. Another base hit for Stoltz. He's 7 for 17 with the bat. Well, the Padres have the leadoff man on again. 3 singles off Tommy Hanson.
So the talk of the coaches room this morning, talking about Eric Stoltz and the numbers he's put up and the way he's been swinging the bat. Eric Stoltz is some kind of strong now. He's a strong kid. And it sounded like he broke that bat off the end, but strong enough to punch it out to right field for the base knock. Country strong, Eric Stoltz.
Northern Indiana.
Chopping wood in the offseason.
You bet. Did grow up in the country. Cabrera pulls the bat back. Amish country there in Indiana near Fort Wayne. Cabrera, 3-2 pitch, took a third strike on a curveball the first time up. Is he bunting or is he just showing a bunt? He's drawn Chipper Jones in on the grass at third. He's swinging. 1-1. Chipper will back off a few steps. I like that play. A man that can bunt for a base hit, show bunt, even though he may not have that intent, moves the infield in, opens up some holes. Got a big hole on the right side with first baseman Prado holding on Stoltz. Up the middle and glove by Hanson. Out there, back to first in time for a double play. So the best fielding team in the National League, the Atlanta Braves, turn a 1-6-3 double play.
You know, this is one of the subjects we were talking about the other day during the instructional. As a pitcher, how do you turn a double play? Hanson kind of throws a changeup, and Giannis almost left him out to dry there. He really didn't have a lot of fuzz on that one. And he led his shortstop perfectly. How? By throwing that baseball right over the bag as Giannis was approaching the second base bag to complete that double play.
That brings up Will Venable. He fly to center field his first time. He too shows the bunt. So the Padres a single in each of the 3 innings off Tommy Hanson. Unable to do any damage. Braves have yet to pick up a base hit off Stoltz. Ground ball for a fair ball. That's over the bag, fair ball, and Venable's on his way to second. Hayward digging it out of the corner. Venable takes his turn and holds with 2 outs. The risk reward is to just stay at second base. With 1 out, he might have gambled on making that a triple. And all the more important, the double play ball, as the Padres would have a run. In the past inning, it was Bourne's defense that denied.
And a high breaking ball hung to Will Venable just out of the reach of Martin Prado. Something we've seen recently with this Padre team, the 2-out excitement, the 2-out thunder.
Gives Chase Headley, who singled his first time, a ground single through the hole on the right side, a chance to get the Padres on the board. Off speed strike, the curveball. I just would think anything off speed, throwing out of the sun into that shadow, is tougher to read. Read the action on the ball. Slider at 79, and Hanson quickly Up 2 strikes on the count.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dick. When you take that shadow into consideration, the pitcher's in the sunlight, and then the batter's eye, it's almost like half and half, sunlight and shadow out in center field. Difficult time to hit right now.
Tried to get him to chase the fastball, but changed the eye level with that pitch, and now the guess is he's going to get another breaking pitch. Nope. He's fired the fastball at 90, his fastest of the game, and Headley doesn't believe he's been struck out, but the right arm goes up. Uncle Ron Fowler, Padres' new owner, will join us in the 4th inning. No score.
I, as a kid who grew up in St. Cloud, Minnesota, at 68 years old, standing in front of some of you guys that I've known for a long time, can't believe how damn lucky I am.
That was at the press conference this morning, Ron Fowler, and you were very emotional.
I was, and I still can't believe how damn lucky I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of things go through your mind at 68 after all your years, all the things you've done, and suddenly say, I own a Major League Baseball team.
It's surreal. It's the whole experience. You and I share a good past friend, Bob Breitbart, and I was thinking what Bob would say. So that's why I got emotional.
Oh, that's nice. You brought up Breitbart, who was a friend of all of us and all of sports in San Diego. We go to the top of the 4th, no score. Reed Johnson leads it off for Atlanta, and he lines that one by Headley, and that's the first Atlanta hit. And we'll bring up Jason Hayward. As a kid back there in Minnesota, and obviously you were a baseball fan, you have been all your life. Who were the players that you cheered for?
Tony Oliva, Harmon Killebrew, Bob Allison. Those are the names I remember. But
Zoyo Versailles.
Yes. You know, when I grew up in St. Cloud, we were a Giants farm team, and we had Olander Cepeda come through and some names like that. Yeah. So there were some real stars that I got to see as a youngster.
I'm guessing you were a catcher as a player.
Well, I don't like a catcher, but actually back then I was a shortstop, second baseman.
Well, your son, who's at Stanford, he was a catcher.
He was a catcher, and you know, he had a great career, long snapper, did well, but I was hoping he'd stay a catcher, but he picked a sport, and his sport was football.
Hayward grounded to second his first time. First time Stoltz pitching from the stretch. And the count goes 2 strikes on Hayward. Well, it's been a long, exhausting year for a lot of people, yourself included. I know all the time that you've had to put in because you were the spokesperson for the minority group with Jeff Morad, and then had to try to work things out in terms of the sale to the Seidler O'Malley families, and it's nice that it worked out for you.
It's, as I said earlier, surreal, but these are great young guys who bought this team. They have a fantastic tradition, and I think they're going to be great for San Diego long term, and I'm just happy to be part of the group.
One of the things that I took from the press conference, Mr. Fowler, was that
Call me Ron, please.
is the young, energetic feeling that you get, and it was even brought up talking about the next generation of Padre fans and this new ownership to be involved in the community and reach out so much more. And not that they haven't done that in the past, but that was one of the objectives.
Well, they've done a great job in the past, but I think we can do even more to become fabric of the community. As I call it, a civic treasure. Peter call it Padres a civic treasure, and we want to be even more ingrained than we have. That's no criticism at all. That's just part of our DNA, I think.
A lot of fans, even though the ones we're talking to, we're preaching to the choir, are here in the San Diego County. We wish more were watching on television, but that's another issue. Fans around the country don't acknowledge the fact that of all the major league teams, this team is the most parochial. I mean, when you were rooting for the Twins, it was all of Minnesota, not just Minneapolis, St. Paul. When the Tigers, it's your Upper Peninsula are Tiger fans. Here, it's ocean, desert, Mexico, 2 major league teams. So this little community box of San Diego, you have to be community oriented. I mean, we're talking about our friends and neighbors here.
I couldn't agree more, Dick. That's exactly the way we see it. Exactly.
I know they were in the press conference around reaching for specifics. We all want to know, the real meat of this thing, and it's going to take a while for you and the new owners to share that. Here's Chipper again, and waves at that one and misses. And the big question, of course, is there going to be enough in the till so that if there's a free agent that's going to cost more money than the Padres have been able to afford in the past, will this new ownership have the dollars to go and get him?
Well, 2 things. We will be disciplined in how we do things, but the answer to your question is yes.
Yeah, I can hear the applause right now going around the county.
And I think with Josh Burns and Tom Garfinkel at the helm, we've learned through the history of Major League Baseball to where you don't have to go dollar crazy to put a winning team on the field.
Jones rips one to left, but it's right at Kotze for the out. Oh, a clothesline to the left fielder, and Jones' direction was in the Padre favor. And maybe that's appropriate in the Padres' proper direction.
A lot of topspin on that one there.
Well, let's hope we can find a couple of those down in the farm system, Ron. A couple of chippers.
That would be great if we could do that. Obviously, we like our farm system, and we're going to build that way. But as you touched on earlier, if we think there's a key player we need, we'll do it. I think the thing we emphasized earlier is wait till after this pitch.
Hey, you've learned that lesson too, huh?
Yep. Anyway, if there are people who want to be here and we can strike a good deal with them, we are. I mentioned 2 earlier today, Houston Street and Carlos Quentin. Obviously, Kotze is going to be back, but these guys want to be here. They are good for the clubhouse, good for the team, and that's what we want to build with in addition to our young players coming up.
Prado's the hitter. He lined softly to second baseman Forsythe this first time. 2 outs now here in the 4th. No score. Reed Johnson at first. I'm going to put you on the spot. I mean, even though your vote may not totally count, if it was only your vote, would you move the fences in?
I want more time to assess it. Okay. Dick, I just found the restroom earlier today in the men's room. There's a lot of studies that have been done. The initial study said this ballpark was going to play one way. It hasn't. So I want to see the research first, and I think within 60 days we'll make a determination. Probably got to be 30 to 45 to get it done if we're going to do it. So give me a little time, and we'll announce that decision. And it's primarily Tom and Josh who are going to make that decision, but we'll have some input into it.
And that, excuse me, Mark, I wanted, since you mentioned Tom Garfinkel and Josh Burns and Bud Black, I mean, of all the things said today, to me, the most important message you gave was you're going to stay with the continuity of this program. Those are three great men, and you have recognized that.
Consistency and continuity are part of what we're all about.
Another line drive is going to fall in front of Venable. That'll move Johnson to second base with 2 outs as Prado, another base hit. A hitting machine, and that'll bring up catcher David Ross.
Well, I know there's more than a month left in the season, Ron, and I'm sure you got to be anxious already for spring training 2013, being in the position you are.
We are. We have a lot of things to do between now and then that are not baseball things, but if you're investing in baseball, you got to be a fan at heart. All of us who are investing are really fans first, and sometimes we got to get the fan out of it and get the business judgment into it, but we think we're going to be pretty balanced and make good long-term decisions.
There's the president and CEO, Tom Garfinkel, and Josh Burns, vice president and general manager. 2 on, 2 out. Slips the fastball by him at 87 miles an hour. Well, your generosity in giving back to the city that we love. We've been here most of our adult life. Along with the new baseball stadium at USD and involvement in all the sports enterprises here through the years. And you're the man that's you've had your finger on the pulse of San Diego sports for a long time, and that makes us feel comfortable.
Well, I appreciate that. I love the city. I like sports and higher education, and I think the two come together quite nicely. And you and I are sitting here, Dick. I've heard you talk about higher education, what it's meant to you. I've had the same privilege, and without it, I'd probably be back in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I don't know what I'd be doing, but I'd be back there. This guy played a little baseball along the way. I didn't.
What did your family do as a kid? What was their livelihood?
My mother worked in a grocery store, and my father was a foreman for a granite company. So they worked very hard and put the food on the table, but it was a challenging life.
Striking out David Ross, and Eric Stoltz pitches out of trouble here in the fourth. Still no score. Ron Fowler will stay with us. We'll be back in the bottom of the fourth. The Padres bring up the middle three in their order. O'Malley's on the left side, Kevin on the far left, and Brian along with Tom Seidler, and then Ron Seidler and Ron Fowler, our guest here. Stay with us another inning as the ownership has changed from John Morris to the new group, the Seidler-O'Malley family group, and Ron Fowler. And I don't know if you noticed, they had a shot of you fellas up on the scoreboard, and there was a standing ovation from fans applauding you. You think it was kind of saying, hey, thanks for coming, and we're looking forward to what's ahead.
Well, it might be our only standing ovation, but we'll take it.
That's right. For the Padres here in the last of the fourth inning, it'll be Grandal and Alonso Nkatse. Grandal struck out swinging the first time against Tommy Hansen. The Padres have 4 hits, unable to get a run on the board. We might keep you here, Ron, until the Padres get a lead.
I'm here until we do that. I'm committed.
Ron, after the press conference, I understand, did you go down and talk to the players in the clubhouse in Bud Black? How did that go?
It went well. We were very matter of fact that we think the clubhouse is for players and coaches. We won't be down there unless we're invited for some reason. And I think the players know we're committed. We want to focus on the team and on the players. And I don't think watching people run businesses is very attractive. So we want to focus on the product on the field, and I think they felt good about that.
Yeah, and that's why you've been so successful as a businessman here in San Diego. It's the people you have working for you that you can feel trust and say, hey, you can go do this. I trust your judgment. You can do that here in San Diego as far as the baseball team is concerned.
That's absolutely the way it is. The baseball people are going to put the product on the field. They know what they're doing. We have great confidence in the people who are running that, and we'll just try to stay out of the way and make the resources available to make it work.
Well, that'd be the right time for you to make that visit. You know, sometime when they're popping some champagne, maybe down the line.
That would be fun. Remember, we're on under promise, over deliver concept.
Broken bat fly ball to Bourne in center field. That's Death Valley with Bourne out there. One away as Alonso's gone, and here comes Marcotte.
Speaking of baseball, other than the Padres, how is it going over at USD with the new baseball facility over there? Because I know you're involved with that heavily.
Mark, I'm not a construction guy. I was out there for meetings 2 days ago. It's like, oh my God, are they going to have it done? Well, all it is a pile of dirt and a lot of concrete support and a lot of steel. But they're going to play San Diego State the opening weekend in February, so I hope it's done.
That'll seat, what, a couple, 3,000?
It'll seat about 2,000, but expandable up to well over 3.
Kotze with a check swing foul, skidding over the dugout of the Braves on the third base side. Is there, you know, you're just going through, and we're pushing you to answer questions, and I apologize for that, but I have to ask on the reporter side of me. Is there one issue that is going to be the most difficult for you? There's Kotze with the base hit. See your save by Kotze. On his way to third goes Rondal. The throw across, and that'll be cut off. So first and third for the Padres as Kotze delivers. Well, here's a chance for that lead, Ron. Now, is there, you know, an area that of concern, let's say?
Well, there are a couple of business areas we're going to address. I don't think it does any good to discuss them with the fans because they really don't care. But we have a couple business issues that we need to get behind us, and then we have the fan issue, interest issue of the fences that we have to look at, and then we're looking at CapEx. You know, it's a balance here. You can put more money in CapEx for the fan experience. You can put more money in the players, and I would opt for players first, scoreboard second.
Forsythe with a chance to get the Padres on the board. First and third, one out. His fly ball to center fielder Bourne, but a repeat of that would get the job done. So that is something in the future, though, a new modern scoreboard.
New scoreboard is something we're looking at. We got Wi-Fi and such taken care of this year.
That ball is drilled. Excuse me. You're going to like this one, Mr. Fowler, off the base of the fence. One runs in to third. Kotze into second goes Forsythe with a double, and the Padres take the lead 1-0. Forsythe roping one to the base of the wall and left.
No, talk about turning on the inside fastball, short and quick to the baseball, get these Padre fans up and out of their seat, and they are on the board just like that.
And a chance for more as Maben steps up through the shadows.
Well, if that ball's any more elevated, that's a line drive into the seats.
I thought when it left his bat, it might have a chance. He just hit it too low. So Maben up second and third. Infield will stay back up the middle, conceding the run. And that Sharper will get a run home. Jones has to go to first base, and it's 2-0 Padres. Maben's 39th RBI brings home Marcotte. 2-0 to pitcher Eric Stultz, who continues his hot hitting. He singled the first time up. Well, we were happy with one, Ron, but a deuce isn't bad up on the board. And Stoltz can help himself out. He's got Forsythe at third base, 90 feet away from a 3-0 lead. Three RBIs against Arizona his last outing. And a fair ball right to the bag. An easy out. Well, we are really excited, all of us. And you know how many fans are there to stand with us and say all the best and bring a winner. As you said, that was your first priority, a winning team here in San Diego.
That it is.
Thank you, Ron.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Mark,
Ron, thank you.
See you again.
Good to see you.
All right. Appreciate it.
You may not want to go into the clubhouse. You're always welcome to come up and see us.
Padres baseball, brought to you by Sequan Casino. Sequan's delicious all-you-can-eat surf and turf buffet with prime rib, crab legs, and over 100 selections, only $20.95. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a luxurious Lexus automobile today. For more information, visit Lexus.com.
Eric Stoltz with a 2-0 lead goes to work in the fifth inning. Dan Uggla leads it off for Atlanta. Then Paul Janisch and pitcher Tommy Hanson. The totals after 4. The Padres 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors, have left 4. Atlanta 0-2-0 with 3 stranded. Line drive, base hit. Well, for the Padres, for Uggla to get a base hit and not a home run, that's okay. He's hit 3 of them against San Diego pitching this year. Paul Janisch steps in. Janisch grounded to third his first time. You could see that Ron Fowler, he's got to be exhausted.
He's spent. I mean, emotional. It's been a happy day, obviously, but he's been pulled every which way.
You know, he was teared up when he mentioned Bob Breitbart.
Yeah.
And, you know, it shows you the heart of the man.
Sure.
And heart, you know, we want somebody
Absolutely.
telling us what to do with that kind of passion. Ground ball to second. Forsythe. Cabrera throws it away. He slipped, and that ball's going to move the runners to second and third, and maybe more, as finally Headley gets it over against the barrier. A double play ball, but it was going to be a tough throw for Forsythe. He had to twist his body totally around, slipped and misfired to Cabrera. Fielder's choice E4 is the call.
See the back foot like wearing ice skates. That back foot comes out from under him. He yanks it. Cabrera does well. I mean, you're always anticipating the great throw. And when Everett is on the run, having to adjust like that down to his left. Tough break for the Padres.
So no one out. Uggla at third and Janisch at second. And the pitcher Hansen, who struck out, took a third strike, is the batter. Infield will have to respect a possible squeeze here. Ugla does not have speed. That's one break for the Padres. A single Ugla. What could have been 2 outs becomes no outs and men at second and third. Freddie Gonzalez's Braves with a chance to get those 2 runs back. Let's see how Stoltz works in this jam.
I'm thinking that Freddie Gonzalez is just hoping that Tommy Hansen can play a little pepper to the middle of the infield and avoid the strikeout. You know, ground ball to Forsythe or Cabrera, it's going to result in a run.
Especially to the second base side, where you can also move the other runner to third with 1 out. Stoltz is thinking strikeout. And he's got a 1-2 count on Hansen.
Pinpoint control on the fastball, down and away. Watch the glove of Grandal. Doesn't even move. Thread that needle.
Hansen struck out looking on 3 pitches the first time. He gets him again. 5 strikeouts now for Eric Stoltz.
Well, we talked about the breaking ball in Atlanta, and Hansen, bop, back to the dugout with the strikeout.
What did you just say?
Bop.
Okay.
Remember the group Hansen, the 3 kids? Bop was a big hit of theirs back, I don't know, 10 years ago.
I must have been back on the farm at the time. Here's Bourne. Slow curveball.
Eephus like
65 on that one. Alonso is bag high at first, and Headley the same at third.
I love the Eephus curveball.
Anything up the middle will score a run. At the corners, they can check Ugla. Fly ball. That's pretty deep. That'll get a run home, and Maven makes the catch in left center. The throws to third base, and sliding in is Janish. It's 2-1. Well, that would have been the 3rd out of the inning, so an unearned run. Ugla checks in. Bourne with his 55th RBI. Here's the leadoff man with 55 runs batted in.
Yeah, that's telling you something. The bottom of the order getting on base for Michael Bourne.
Giannis the tying run at third for Reed Johnson.
Also good bat control for Bourne. Elevating the ball to the outfield, just putting the ball in play when there's a runner on third base, less than 2 outs. Good leadoff hitter.
Good center fielder, good leadoff hitter. They're invaluable. Not many of those around. Reed Johnson hit the ball hard twice. Good block by Grandal. A low smash back to the hill, and Stoltz made a good glove play to throw him out in the first inning, and then he lined a single to left field last time up. Chipper Jones in the hole. Jason Hayward on deck. Off the edge, 2-0. Ground ball sharply to Cabrera. The throw across, and the inning's over. Well, not too much damage. An unearned run, however, and it's a 2-1 Padre lead. control, and we remind you to enjoy a cold one. Look forward to Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. As we go to the home half of the 5th inning, and the Padres lead cut to 2-1. Stoltz doing a good job pitching around that error. 1 unearned run. And now the Padres go to work from the top of the list. Cabrera, Venable, and Headley. Struck out and grounded into a rare double play for Cabrera. He doesn't hit into many of those. 1-6-3. 2-0. Now the Padres off day tomorrow. Will fly to Denver, open a 3-game series in Colorado Friday night.
And they've been playing well, right?
Colorado has indeed. They've won 8 of their last 10. They did lose today. The Dodgers beat them 10-6. Cincinnati took Arizona 6-2 in a little tailspin for the Diamondbacks. Giants are at Houston. They'll begin shortly. Fly ball back of short. Actually, Jones is called off by Giannis, and they drop the ball. Cabrera keeps on running, and he's into second base. Giannis had cut behind Jones, undoubtedly was calling, and Jones thought it was his ball, and they bump each other, and the ball flies free, and the Padres are aboard on the 2-base error. They're going to charge it to Jones.
Yeah, it looks like, see where Chipper's playing at first? He's backpedaling. Flash look. Giannis, that's Giannis's ball. It's a better angle for the Braves shortstop. Kind of tough to tell what type of communication was going on there. And Everett discussed it. Well, you know what? You got to run. You got to. Then he turns it on, stand on second base. Got to come out of the box hard.
You bet. He was lucky he made it to second anyway. Now Venable. So a break for the Padres against the team that doesn't make many errors. In fact, that's only their 66th miscue all season. Lowest in the National League. The Padres get a break and they take advantage. Venable doubled into the right field corner the last time. Weak wave and a miss at that fastball. He must have been looking for something off speed. Venable 4 for 10 facing Hansen in his career, including a home run. He bunts it in the air and it falls, and that's going to be a base hit. Oh, break. Not a good bunt, but good enough on a pop bunt that had eluded Hansen. And with Venable's speed, he's got a leg hit.
At first I thought Ross was going to get this ball. It's placed perfectly, and then it checks up on Hansen. Everybody is safe.
Well, Venable with his second hit.
And Hansen looks like kind of gave up on it a little bit after that ball bounced. So a little rally here for the Padres with nobody out.
Yeah, some generous play by the tight Atlanta defense ordinarily. First and third, no one out. A drop pop fly and a pop bunt that goes for a base hit. Headley, the batter, takes ball one. Single and a strikeout today for Chase. Here's a chance for him to pound some more numbers into that August resume.
It would be nice for Chase Headley to pad those numbers and possibly walk away with an award for the Player of the Month of August in the National League.
Yasmani Grandal is on deck. No one out. Runners at the corners for San Diego. He went around.
Tough to lay off that sharp breaking slider from Tommy Hansen. A lot of breaking balls from the right-hander. It's almost as if the fastball is kind of a look-see type pitch, right? Just to give him a little different look.
Yeah, now and then he'll throw one up out of the strike zone, give you a change of eye level. Hope you'll chase. So 2-1. All three of his pitches downstairs to Headley. Most left-handed hitters are low ball hitters. based on the way Hansen's working to chase, they don't want to pitch him up.
Yep.
There goes the runner. The throw by Ross is high and into second base safely is Venable with his 19th stolen base. You see how quick Ross was with that delivery, but Venable got a good jump.
He most certainly did. Good strong throw, but just up. Love the pop-up slide from Will Venable, keeping that foot on the bag. Hey, a hit might mean 2 here.
Second and third now for Chase Headley. And the count 3-1. So he can be selective here. Got a pitch he liked. Couldn't do anything with it. Good fan play off to the left.
I think that was a barehanded grab as well. Congratulations to that man.
Interrupted a phone call. Hey, we're old kids, aren't we? Full count. Ground ball into right field. That'll add to August. 1 run is in. Here comes Venable. The throw by Hayward. Cut off. Why did Prado cut that off? That looked to be right on line. And the Padres get 2 back and lead 4-1. 2 more RBIs for Headley to give him 30 this month.
That was one of the few fastballs today, and Headley spins on this one, hits it sharply through the hole. Everybody's off and running, and Hayward has got a good arm out there. Dick, I'm right there with you. If that ball would have went through, it would have been a nice one-hopper to David Ross. Padres catch a break. Hey, who knows? Maybe somebody from the Padre dugout was yelling cut. I've heard that before.
Yeah. And Prado not familiar with first. I mean, he plays all the positions, but this is a rare time they've started him at first base. So Headley brings in Cabrera, and Venable still no one out. And the batter's Yasmani Grandal. You bet you brought up player of the month in the National League. Those numbers are going to impress some voters. 8 home runs, 30 runs batted in.
It's going to impress this voter, I'll tell you that.
That's right. We get a vote.
That's right. I'm going to vote for my guy.
Why not? We vote for all the other ones when it's the fair thing to do.
Got that right. He's got Padres on his chest. He gets my vote.
A ball, a strike. Grandal struck out. He walked and scored in the 4th inning.
Dick in the bullpen for the Braves. Luis Avilan warming up.
4-1 San Diego. No one out. Headley at first base with a 2-run single. Well, that's pretty close to a balk. Hansen gives it a little knee look as if he's coming to the plate and then goes to first. And Don Drysdale had that thing down.
Yes, he did.
Oh, did he ever?
Yeah. Bend that knee just a little bit. You're right.
Outside, and the count's 2-1. An action pitch. Now, Don Norcross in the UT today, I'm pleased to hear, said, well, what do you mean action pitch 2-1? Isn't every pitch an action pitch? And of course, every pitch is. The ultimate action pitch is 3-2, but that's condescending to call that an action pitch. That's obvious. There goes the runner. The throw to second base is waiting for Headley. Grandal not swinging, took the pitch, and Headley thrown out by Ross, who has a terrific arm. And the reason I called it the 2-1 pitch, the action pitch, is you see again the perfect throw, and pretty close, huh? Yeah, he got him.
Yep.
It's just kind of call attention to a 2-2. Here we go. Curveball not in there. To 2-1, and because the pitcher doesn't want to go 3-1,
right.
Hitter isn't going to get a better pitch 2-2, so he might be swinging. So every pitch has action, but 2-1. And it's not my idea. Dan Patrick said it a long time ago. Grandal gets onto that one, hits it to right field for the out. And I don't use it every time. It's just that in a moment where the game may be on the line, here's the action pitch. Something should happen.
Yeah, it's almost like that swing pitch, meaning it's going to lean one way or the other for the pitcher or the hitter.
Yeah, and something should develop out of the pitch. Doesn't always happen that way. But I thank our pal Don for asking the question. So 2 runs in, now 2 outs, bases empty, and Yonder Alonso a single and a fly to center. 4-1 Padres. San Diego trying to hand their new owners a little winning gift today.
Wouldn't that be some kind of nice? Beautiful day downtown. Take 2 out of 3 from the Braves possibly today. And send all the new owners home with a big smile on their face. It's been a great day.
It really has. And it's nice to hear that Kevin and Brian O'Malley and Peter and Tom Seidler, 2 of them have already made residences here, and the other 2 are going to become San Diego residents.
I can't wait, quite frankly, to meet Mr. O'Malley. I mean, I kind of,
Didn't you like the fact that Kevin said he threw it into the conference and my dad should be in the Hall of Fame too someday?
Yeah.
And then he went on with business.
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing him in Los Angeles back when I was playing with the Padres, and just his presence. And I was a baseball fan. I knew about the Brooklyn Dodgers and Walter O'Malley. I knew about Peter O'Malley. I was like, whoa, pretty cool to be in the presence of a gentleman like that and what he's done for baseball.
That's the right word, gentleman. There was always an elegance about Peter O'Malley. He always stands tall. And I noticed that Kevin O'Malley had that same presence today when he was talking. Upright standing, dressed immaculately. Peter always was. Yeah, we're going to borrow from that wonderful O'Malley legacy. And the count now full to Alonso. Wouldn't it be something someday when the Padres and the Dodgers are battling it out?
Yeah.
Maybe for a playoff spot. And a walk to Alonso. He has walked more than any rookie in the National League. He's walked 45 times.
Yeah, looks like Freddie Gonzalez is going to make his way in motion to the bullpen for some relief.
That's the second walk given up by Hansen. He trails 4-1. He's had base traffic in every inning, and that'll be it for the 26-year-old right-hander. We'll take a break. 4-1. First pitch to Katze is line foul, about 7-8 feet foul down in the bullpen of the Atlanta Braves. Luis Avalon's first pitch, and Katze hit it hard but foul. Avalon making his 17th game appearance of the year with a 2.61 ERA. Left-hander against left-hander. Padres with a 4-1 lead. Alonso with a 2-out walk. Oh, did it get him? Yes, just did clip him. A curveball that didn't break. Okatse aboard. 2 runs in the inning. An error started it. A drop pop fly by Chipper Jones as he bumped into his shortstop Giannis. This one just really got away from Avalon. Then the 2-run single by Headley after Venable had bunted his way on.
Well, this is the time for the Padres to get to the Braves. Avilan's numbers, they're not a bad ERA. A little high on the walks. Avilan throws a fastball, curve, and a change.
Forsythe an RBI double his last time to get the Padres on the board for their first run, and Maben followed with a ground out to get the second run in, 2-0, and then the 2-run single by Headley here in the bottom of the 5th inning to answer the run scored by Atlanta. Unearned run, top half of the inning. Playable, we'll see. First baseman Prado has room. Padres get 2 runs on 3 hits. The big blow, Chase Headley's 2-run single. And after 5 at Petco, Padres 4, Braves 1. After 5, Eric Stoltz and the Padres with a 4-1 lead, knocking out Tommy Hansen, his line 4 2/3, 4 runs, 3 of them earned, 8 hits, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Stoltz to Jason Hayward, followed by Jones and Prado here in the top of the 6th inning. Stoltz continuing terrific pitching.
He's getting great downward plane, hitting his spots, flipping that breaking ball up there. Thank you very much. 66. Get your kicks on curveball. 66.
I like it. Another one, a changeup this time, 78. 12 miles faster than that curveball.
Look at Buddy's talking to Darren Ball. He's like, what a great pitch that is.
Bounce to Alonso. Stoltz just does get there in time. 1 away to Chipper Jones. Think about what Stoltz has done. 2 games ago against Atlanta, goes 7 2/3. Allows only 1 run. Shut out 7 innings at Arizona. 1 unearned run today as Chipper comes up in his all-time rankings in Braves history. 2nd in games, 2nd in hits, 2nd in RBIs. Of course, Henry Aaron's the man ahead of him. Runs scored and 3rd in home runs. Atlanta Braves history, I suppose he'd be second, because Eddie Matthews performed when the Braves were in Milwaukee. That's going to fall into right field for a base hit. Little wedge shot. Venable has trouble fielding it cleanly, but Jones, no effort to advance. He's 1 for 3.
You know, the one thing about Chipper Jones, after seeing him play in the last 20 seasons, is his calmness, the way he goes about his business. Doesn't ever seem to get rattled. He lets the game come to him. He doesn't overswing.
You know, one of the things he does, and doggone it, I meant to say this in the first game of the series, and it would have been interesting to follow. Unlike so many hitters, including Prado now digging a toehold at home plate, when he gets in the batter's box, Jones, he doesn't get out and go through all the Derek Jeter stuff and get back in and hold up the game. He gets himself in a position where he wants to hit, and he might take his front foot and back it off, but he keeps that back foot in the same place. And let's go out and play some ball. You wish more hitters would do that. Prado with 1 strike. Slider didn't miss by much, the back door. Single and a soft liner to second for Prado. Just a couple notches under 300.
Not missing by much.
Same pitch, same call. 75 tosses by Stoltz here with 1 out in the 6th. He's working on a 3-run lead, 4-1. Out of play. Got a moment here to congratulate UCSD, named #1 in the nation, 1,761 schools. They were named the #1 for the 3rd straight year. Education plus community service, reaching out to minority and low-income students. UCSD. Boy, that's quite an honor, huh?
Sure is.
Best in the nation. Pulled just foul past third base. And while we're handing out kudos of sorts, how about San Diego State's basketball program? Sold out for the season.
I saw that.
Too late, folks.
Tough ticket.
We're going to do the Midway Classics on Fox Sports.
Yeah.
San Diego State against Syracuse. You're going to be my special guest?
I would love to.
Yeah.
I'd be honored.
Going to work with Steve Kerr.
Nice. University of Arizona, Wildcat.
Yeah.
Chicago Bull,
That'll
right?
be fun, early November. Line drive, center field. Maven charging and makes the catch. Oh, that's one of those, if you better catch it or you've got it right in the chops.
Absolutely, or off the chops and into one of the gaps for extra bases. And there comes that point, the point of no return, to where you start to dive and break down a little bit. And Eric Stoltz, yeah, you betcha.
Just the way I pitched it, right to you. So 2 away as Prado lines out, and here's David Ross. He's walked and struck out. Slap foul down the right field side.
You anxious to call some basketball again? Some round ball?
No, I said yes because it's here in our hometown and it's a special thing on the Midway and and San Diego State, and I know Coach Fisher well and had done many of Jim Boeheim's games at Syracuse. If it had been, somewhere else, I would have said no. But hey, I'm looking forward to doing that.
Great opportunity.
One ball, one strike on David Ross. Too much time, he says, so he backs out. Chipper over at first base. Could be reading a book. Swing and a miss. Went inside with a fastball. See, it throws that throw stem, and when lets go the fastball. Even though it was 88 miles an hour, it certainly seemed that had more juice on it. A ball, 2 strikes on Ross with 2 away. Had him off balance on the changeup.
He might be setting up the fastball in after that changeup really had Ross out on his front foot. Kind of feeling for that pitch rather than attacking that pitch.
Reaches out off the glove, however, and Headley won't have a play. If Stoltz lets that one go through, it's going to be a good play for Cabrera. He would have been able to get the force at second, but in his effort, and it's the instinct, he was trying to make the play and goes off his glove. They score that, an infield hit for Ross.
Just a natural reaction for a pitcher. You want to try to get to every ball you can.
Not happy with himself. Now he's got to make sure it gets his nerves together here, calms down, because one pitch and Ugla's got the game tied up. Stoltz knows the inning should be over. Ugla struck out and singled, scored the Atlanta run. Breaking ball in there. Boy, what a luxury to have a hitter like Ugla, hitting 8th last night, hitting 7th today. Sure, he has 207 batting average, but every time he's up there, such a serious threat to go deep. Off speed slider, 79.
Well, we know that Ugla loves the fastball, so how does Stoltz counter? With the slider and changeup.
But it was a changeup last night that he hammered for the home run.
That's right. It was up. It was outer half of the plate. He got extended. Down and away right here. Nice.
The 2 runners aboard in this inning. Chipper with a little wedge shot single to right field. And then Ross, 2 strikes on him, dribbles one by the mound off the glove of Stoltz for a hit. Meanwhile, the bullpen for the Padres active. Nick Vincent and left-hander Tommy Lane getting loose. One and 2 the count. Outside. Lots of shadows now painting Petco Park. Christian Martinez getting loose. Pitcher spot coming up 2 away. Outside, and the count is full. So here is a big pitch with 2 on, 2 out, and the Padres leading 4-1. And Stoltz against the home run hitting Dan Ugla.
And the runners will be off with the pitch. Either a fastball away here or a changeup away.
Ball 4. Just missed. Ugla walks for the 80th time this year. And the bases are full of Braves.
Just missed with the slider. It was over the plate, but it was low, according to Fox Tracks.
Only the second walk from Stoltz today.
Yeah, you ask yourself, gosh, with the count 3-2, and you throw that good of a pitch, how does a hitter lay off of it? Well, Dan Ugla recognized something on that breaking ball and laid off it for the walk.
And with runners at first and second, to borrow your expression, there was a base open.
Sure.
And with Ugla up there, one swing ties the game. Now you got Yanish, a 201 hitter with no home runs instead of a 207 hitter with 16 home runs. So Darren Balsley with his little coaching advice out to Stoltz. Yanish grounding out both times. But safe on the error by Forsythe, his double play ball back in the 5th. Pops him up. Middle of the diamond. Cabrera's calling. The bases remain loaded. Inning over. And Stoltz pitches out of trouble again. It's 4-1 Padres.
San Diego, Padres leading Atlanta 4-1 in the 6th inning, and an update on a couple of successful surgeries today. Catcher Nick Hundley underwent arthroscopic surgery on his knee, and James Darnell underwent arthroscopic surgery on his shoulder. Both of those were successful, the team reported, so we wish them good luck as they continue to heal. Let's send it back upstairs. Dick Enberg and Mark Grant. Guys.
Thank you, Layla. That's good news. Good to hear that report. As Darnell, the infielder, shoulder problems, and Hundley cleaning up that knee. Here's Maben. Robbed of a hit. Extra base hit by Bourne with that sliding catch in left center field his first time up, and knocked in a run with a ground ball to third back in the 4th inning. Way out in front of that Luis Abilon changeup.
Luis Abilon from one of the great cities that I love to pronounce and talk about. Yeah. Caracas. Venezuela. Just love saying that. Caracas. I mean, it's better than, like, you know.
That imitation, let me guess.
Sacramento.
Ernie Harwell.
Caracas.
2-1 to Maben. And down low 3-1.
He can get a little wild. Got to be patient against this kid. Live arm.
Jesus Guzman on deck, Mark Grant. So it looks like Stoltz's afternoon is over. What a job Stoltz has done.
Yeah.
That's like finding gold. At the knees, full count.
There's gold in them Bar Hills.
In 3 straight games. And he's allowed 1 earned run. Back through the middle into center field. Almost took the glove of Avilon with it. Base hit for Maben. That's the 9th Padre hit today.
Right up the box. We've been seeing more of that lately. The short hopper. You know, Avilon doesn't have time to get the glove down. Oh, he went down and got that. Throwing the head. Skip a little rope.
Yeah. Untied his shoes. So leadoff man on for Jesus Guzman. So close the book on Eric Stoltz. 6 innings, 1 unearned run, only 5 hits, walked a couple, and struck out 5. I mean, talk about the end of this year building toward 2013. I mean, Eric Stoltz, I mean, what has he done wrong? Yep. Ball 1 to Guzman. I mean, Eric Stoltz, before the Padres found him, had a career record of 8-10. Now, if he wins today, 5-2 with the Padres.
Wow. Timing's everything, huh?
At age 32. He won only 8 games, 8 Major League games. Well done for the man from Bethel College in Indiana. 1 ball, 1 strike to Guzman. 2-1.
You know, usually when a pitcher, especially the age of Eric Stoltz being 32, but prior to this year, you know, you pitch over in Japan, that's pretty much sometimes the end of the road. You know, it's a last shot to really go and do something, but man, paying some dividends. Pitching great.
Pitched in Hiroshima in the Japanese league. Inside, and Guzman patiently works the count to 3-1. Maben with 24 stolen bases this year. 1 behind the leader Cabrera. In there, 3-2. Guzman got a strike in his eye. See if Maben's going here with no one out. Yes. Outside, ball 4. So Avilan has hit a batter, and now he's walked his first man. No one out. First and second for the Padres. Chance to add. Cabrera on the top of the order comes up.
You know, the fastball is pretty straight from Avilan. I mentioned that he's got a live arm, and you have to be patient. So if you get one of those fastballs in the zone, yeah, they can turn it around. Not a lot of movement on that heater.
Christian Martinez throwing again, the right-hander in the bullpen for Atlanta. Cabrera turns it around, bats right-handed for the first time today. He struck out, grounded into a 1-6-3 double play, safe on an error. That was that pop fly that Jones and Yanish worked on. Good bunt. Good bunt. There's the putout, made 3-4 with the sacrifice for Cabrera, and he gets a hand as he returns to the dugout. Fans appreciate a well-placed sacrifice bunt.
And his teammates as well, grading him on the top step as he gets this bunt down perfectly. Perfectly executed. Roger McDowell, the pitching coach, going out to have a chat with the left-hander. Avilan from Caracas.
So left-hander against left-hander with Will Venable coming up. First base open.
You ever been to South America, Dick?
Argentina is the only country. Yeah, we went to Buenos Aires. Wonderful country, wonderful food. I mean, they say those steaks down there are as good as you'll ever find. They're right.
Really?
Oh, man.
Oh, great. Now I'm going to have to make a trip down there.
Let's go. Good place to buy leather goods, shoes, and wallets, and things like that. Infield in. Hitters tied. Delight with that infield tight for Venable, who has a chance to add to a good afternoon. He's 2 for 3, a double, a bunt single, stole his 19th base.
And with the way the defense is playing, infield in, outfield seeming to go the other way, Will's got to think, you know, and he's probably going to pitch me away.
Because of Maben's speed, the infield is really in tight, right on the grass. And on his hands. 2 strikes now on Venable.
Now that is a hat. That's going to protect you from the sun, the UVs. Good choice. Although she's in the shade. Howdy, Tex.
Venable trying to get something in the air or drive it through that drawn in infield. 2 inside, almost took one for the team. Slow curveball at 76. And so far, what we've seen from Luis Avalon, just 4 batters, that curveball doesn't have much command of it.
No. Lefty on lefty, that curveball up. That could spell trouble.
Jammed him, but fouled back. Here's a curveball that hit Katse. 4-1 Padres, a chance to add. Second and third with 1 out here in the 6th. Maben at third. Guzman at second. Ground ball, be a play at the plate. Here comes Maben. He is out of there. Oh boy, that was tight. The throw was to the first base side. It looked like Maben was going to get that toe on the dish before the tag. We'll see it again.
Oh, it's a short hop.
Oh boy, that's a late tag up on the knee. Looked like he had his foot on the base. No, not from that angle. He didn't.
It looked like his foot kind of popped up a little bit.
Boy, it's amazing how the angles can lie.
Watch right there. The foot is up. Tag is there on the shin before he hits home plate. Absolutely.
Harry Cooper right on it. And it appeared, even to us, we're a long way away too, that he was in there on the first look. But then the angle was the angle Cooper saw, and Maben thrown out by the second baseman. Safe on the fielder's choice. Going to have a pitcher's change. Padres still have first and third. Earlier in the game, Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite, and the hardest hit ball of the day, this one by Forsythe, a rope to the base of the wall in left field, and that gave the Padres their first run back in the 4th inning. And then Katse scored later on the ground out by Maben for a 2-0 lead. An unearned run for Atlanta in the 5th. The Padres answered with 2 in the bottom of the 5th on a 2-run single by the man at the plate, Chase Headley. And with Christian Martinez coming in, he's back hitting left-handed. A chance to drive in some more. First and third with 2 outs. Here's Martinez numbers. 286 batting average against.
Almost a strikeout per inning pitched, and Martinez fastball slider change.
Way outside 2-0. A bit surprising, Freddie Gonzalez making this move, in that Headley's got a better average hitting left-handed, but they take out the left-hander Avalon, bring in the right-hander, so Chase able to swing from that left side, where he knocked in 2 runs his last at bat, singled his first time up. 2 for 3 for Headley, and a ground ball right side, but Ugla playing deep at second, throwing him out, and the Padres, a chance to add to their 4-1 lead, goes down the drains after 6. 4-1 San Diego.
top of the 7th inning market, Mike, with you. Coming up in the post-game show, going to talk a lot about the starter for today's ballgame for your Padres, Eric Stoltz. Nice day.
Why wouldn't we talk about Eric Stoltz? He's been phenomenal today. He just continues to really show confidence with all of his pitches in and out of the strike zone, getting strikeouts, but also getting a knock. He loves to hit, and he can swing the bat. Hasn't shown his power yet, but what a day for Eric Stoltz.
6 innings does not allow an earned run, so we'll talk about that in a post-game show. Also, you will meet the new Padres ownership announced and introduced today. And you'll hear from the manager, Buddy Black. We'll have all that for you and a whole lot more coming up after the last pitch today, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Mike and Mark. Padres come in with the left-hander, Tommy Lane. Sounds like a Beatles song. That'd be a good entry music for him.
Absolutely. You know, he's done a fine job. He's been Beatle-like, rock star-like Tommy Lane. 12 strikeouts in 7 innings. Great control of that fastball. He's flipping up that breaking ball. Good downward plane from the left-hander.
He's come out of the pen now all 3 games of this series. Retired the side in order in the win Monday night. Struck out 1. Came in last night, faced 2 batters, struck both of them out. And that was Hayward and Jones that he struck out. First pitch is in there. Tyler Pasternicki is the pinch hitter for Atlanta. Then it'll be the top of the order, Bourne and Johnson. San Diego trying to make it a blue day for Atlanta. Chop to first and a fair ball. Alonso to the lane covering for the out. Good play by Yonder. That ball was kangarooing toward the corner.
I don't think Yonder Alonso realized he had that baseball. He just kind of snagged at it.
Right on the line.
Yeah, and it looks like that second bounce, the ball, oh, that ball took off like a super ball.
The ball was actually by Alonso when he fielded it.
First hop, that second hop, stays down. Big out.
Nifty.
Yes.
Don't see that much from Alonso. That was a nifty play. Get over there and make a nice throw. Bourne has flied twice. One's fairly deep to right. Actually, slide out all 3 times. A sacrifice fly for the only run of the game driven in. And he goes chasing. That's the pitch that makes Lane so tough to lefties. 16,845 the attendance here on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. That attendance boosts the season total over 1.7 million. Padres averaging over 26,000 a game, a higher average than a year ago. And for the season, they were 25,289 average. That's in there. Bourne looks at a breaking ball. Strike 3. Tommy Lane, an amazing story, and one of the many here in this season.
Oh, it lowers his arm angle a little bit, thrown across his body. And Bourne just watches it go by in the outside corner.
And that'll rate as our Saquon Casino Daycation strikeout highlight of the game. Strikeout machine, Tommy Lane. Really tough on left-handed batters. Here's Reed Johnson, a right-handed hitter, 1 for 3. Takes ball 1. The ball hard back to the mound. Stoltz made a good play to throw him out in the first inning. Single to left in the 4th. Grounded to short sharply in the 5th inning. High hopper. Oh, nice play by Forsythe on a wicked backhand short hop. And Lane comes in to retire the Braves in order. 1, 2, 3. Nice glove work by Forsythe. At Petco, Logan Forsythe got the Padres on the board first with this ringing double to left. Padres scored another on the ground out by Cameron Maven to make it 2-0. Unearned run for the Atlanta Braves in the 5th inning. Double play ball as Forsythe slipped and the air put runners at second and third. Stultz was able to pitch out of it, only the sacrifice fly to make it 2-1, the unearned run. Padres came right back in the bottom of that inning to score 2 on a single by Chase Headley as he drives in his 29th and 30th runs of August. That's where we stand, 4-1. New pitcher is Chad Durbin, the right-hander for Atlanta. They'll be facing Grandal, Alonso, and Katse. 3 left-handed batters, and Gonzalez brings in the right-handed pitcher. Chopped out in front of the plate. Durbin with an easy out. So Grandal 0 for 3 with a walk, scored a run today. That brings up Alonso. He singled and walked, 1 for 2.
There are 3 lefties out of the bullpen for Freddie Gonzalez. We saw Luis Avilan, Johnny Venters, and Eric O'Flaherty. All from the left side.
It's interesting he didn't bring one of those lefties. Another lefty, Avilan, has already seen duty. Good cut by Alonso. Ugla doesn't have great range, but when he gets his glove on it, he makes the play. 2 gone.
Hey fans, college football games are coming to Fox each week. Aaron Andrews, Eddie George, and Joey Harrington will get you ready for kickoff. Then Heisman Trophy frontrunner Matt Barkley and third-ranked USC take a first step on the road to a national championship as they take on Hawaii. The premiere of college football Saturday is September 1st at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox.
Katse, the hitter, a single, scored a run in the 4th. Hit by a pitch last time up. Yeah, the pitch and snow. The Padres about to go on the road. This one invading the infield.
That's a fair bird right there.
That's right. A brave one at that. Up into foul territory. Out of bounds at the 15. Cote fouls it away. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's pecking at Luke Yoder's seeds out there, maybe.
Some good eating. Tastes just like chicken. 2 balls and a strike to Katse. Little squab. Boy, he's in harm's way, only about 30 feet away from Katse. Ground ball doesn't go to the pigeon, it goes to the owl. That's what Ugla is in his language. 1, 2, 3, easy inning for Durbin. We go to the 8th. It's still 4-1.
It's toll on my body, and my body deserves a rest, and I certainly am focused when I'm out here between the lines, and I want to go as far as we can in the postseason. But when it's all said and done, I'm going to take a big sigh of relief and be glad that it's over.
So the great Chipper Jones knows it's time to walk away from this great game, and his contributions have been enormous and will be honored when about 5 years from now they do their balloting for the Hall of Fame.
And the Atlanta Braves, within the last 5-8 years, they've retired a lot of numbers, and that's another number that's going to be put away and put up top at Turner Field, number 10.
Jason Hayward leads off the 8th, and Lane stays in. Pitching to the left-handed hitting Hayward. Jones, of course, a switch hitter, will turn it around bat right-handed. So Lane, only 8 pitches required to get out of the 7th inning in order, so still has enough out there that we want to have him to pitch to the left-handed hitting Hayward to lead off this 8th inning. Bullpen is busy behind him. Dale Thayer throwing. Swings through an 88-mile-an-hour fastball. That was right down there, too.
Yeah, he throws across his body. It's got to be tough for left-handed hitters to pick up that baseball. Changes his arm angle at times.
Fouled away. That caught a piece of Grandal. 2-2 to Hayward. Chipper Jones and then Martin Prado to bat for the Braves here in the 8th inning with the Padres in front 4-1. Padres trying to make it 9 out of 10. Another foul. Just getting a piece of that one. Hayward 0 for 3 today. And 0 for the last 10 in the series. He came in red hot on this road trip. Maybe Chipper's last appearance in San Diego. High fly ball. Cabrera goes out. Who wants it? Kotze at the last moment cuts between Cabrera and Maben to make the catch. And here comes Chipper Jones. The fans recognizing this could be his last visit to San Diego as a player. And another salute to the Atlanta Braves third baseman. He really gets it, doesn't he? He just knows the entire role that a ball player, a great ball player, has, not only to his team, but to the fans that love the game with him. Takes inside, ball 1. Jones, a looping single to right. It's lined hard to left and fouled to first. I'm going to repeat the comment that he made. He used it last night. Fans may not have been listening, but it tells you all you need to know about a superstar like this when he said, I've got a lot of numbers, individual numbers, but I'm just 1/9 of the equation. And that's something to remember. It's a team game. Isn't that beautiful? 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball up the middle and a base hit for Chipper. So a 2-hit game for Jones, giving Atlanta fans hope here in the 8th inning. And that's only the 2nd hit allowed by Tommy Lane in 10 game appearances. It's gone 8 and a third innings, just his 2nd hit allowed. Yeah, they gave it up to a man who's collected plenty of them. And with that, Bud Black to the mound. Martin Prado, a right-hander, due. Lane's done his job again. And Dale Thayer beckoned from the bullpen. With Chipper Jones at first base, Yonder Alonso, like so many, admiring Jones when Alonso was just a youngster in Miami. And here's his verbal tribute to the Atlanta third baseman.
Growing up, he was my favorite player. So I played third base. I wore number 10 just like him, and I try to basically imitate every possibly way of playing the game like he did to my game. And I used to hit like him, and I even tried switch hitting, but that didn't work too well. And but yeah, he's obviously one of a kind. He's been around the game forever, so he's a special.
Yeah, so someday it'll be a youngster saying, "Yeah, I grew up. Yonder Alonso was my favorite player." And Chipper, as he talked about Mickey Mantle being his idol, his dad's idol, teaching him how to switch hit, and his feelings about, as a young player, getting Mantle's autograph and meeting him. And he's able to put all that together. And while we were waiting for the cameraman to come down to do the interview on Monday night, there were 20, 30 little leaguers there behind home plate. And he said, we got to move this along. I was starting to get nervous because I got to do my stretching and everything. So while we were waiting, he walked over and he started signing autographs for all the little leaguers.
Nice. Made fans here in San Diego.
Yeah, true to his word. Giving back. Well, Dale Thayer. Jones resting that weary body while Thayer warms up. Thayer back from paternity leave, welcoming their third daughter, who was born prematurely, a little over 5 pounds. She'll stay in the hospital, the daughter, for a couple of more weeks. And he said the twin girls, who I think are about 4, are so disappointed they want the baby to come home. Prado, a line out, a single, and a soft liner. Strike one from Thayer. 94 on the fastball. Thayer worked an inning in the win, shut out 3-0 on Monday night. During that Thayer warm-up, look at this. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, nice.
Alonso, admiring Chipper, said, here's a little. Just kidding. A ball, a strike. I would imagine if Alonso wants one, he can get an autograph bat or anything else. Ground ball to short. Tough play. Cabrera makes it. Flips it to Forsythe. Back to first. A double play. Oh, my. That is a 6-4-3 with an exclamation point. San Diego presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go. And by Chevy. Stop in to your San Diego County Chevy dealer. Take advantage of our total confidence pricing, where the price you see is the price you pay. Tax, title, license, and dealer fees are extra. So the Padres come up bottom of the 8th inning as they have a 4-1 lead against the Atlanta Braves. The Braves trying to go home with a .500 record on a long 10-game road trip. They're 4-5 coming in. Chipper stays at third base with a couple of base hits today. Durbin's still the pitcher, and Forsythe takes a strike. It'll be Forsythe, Maben, and the pitcher spot here in the bottom of the 8th. Durbin working an easy 3 up, 3 down 7th inning, all ground outs. Forsythe, the key hit in the game, got the Padres on the board back in the 4th inning. Grandal had walked. Kotze singled to right, and Forsythe doubled off the left field base of the wall. Knocked in Grandal, and then moving Kotze to third, where he scored on a ground out. That one down into the bullpen foul. The other big hit, Chase Headley's 2-run single in the bottom of the 5th inning after Atlanta had scored an unearned run in the top half of the inning. Luke Gregerson and Johnny Venters in the respective bullpens, getting loose. The right-hander Gregerson for the Padres, the lefty Venters. A line drive slicing away from Hayward. He can't get it. This could go for a triple. Here comes Forsythe around second, and he will hold. Fortunately for the Braves, the ball was touched by Hayward, so it didn't have a lot of action on it as it rolled meekly to the wall. If that goes with any kind of speed, it'll carry him away, and would have been a triple.
Fought off by Forsythe, and right out of the gate, when he saw that Hayward was diving for it, he was thinking 3. And Hayward, a great athlete as well, gets up quickly to hold him to a double.
Couple of doubles for Forsythe. Yeah. Wasn't that your pick the stick?
Oh, believe it.
5 points for you.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Time for the Padres to add on, get him home.
Yeah, another run for you, another point for you.
Got to get out of slam range, right? A couple of runs here in this inning.
Maben, line to center. There have been 2 brilliant plays today. One by Bourne to rob Maben with a skidding catch in left center field. The other, the play just made by Cabrera to start a double play. How he could turn his body, get a strong throw, whipping it to second base right on the money. That was just outstanding double play.
That was one of the better double plays you'll ever see. And Dick, you just mentioned it. You know, getting to that ball, we've seen the great range from Cabrera, but how he was going away from second base, the flip throw with some serious fuzz on it and a perfect strike to Forsythe. That's a big league play.
Maben takes it away, 2-0. At the very worst, to move that runner to third with 1 out. Situational hitting here for Maben. Now he's got a 2-0 pitch. And takes it. Ball 3. Alexi Amarista out of the dugout with a bat. Apparently will hit for Thayer. The automatic at 91. Ball 4. So 2 on with no one out here in the 8th. Well, the Padres with the big news this morning that finally the change of ownership has been completed. The Seidler O'Malley families with Ron Fowler, proud San Diegan, Tom Garfinkel and Josh Burns with a team picture. And we'll have the entire press conference for you, those of you who missed it live this morning at 10:30 as part of our post-game coverage. That's all for Durbin, as manager Gonzalez makes a change. And Johnny Venters, hard-throwing left-hander, comes in from the bullpen. Well, the Padres off tomorrow, and then they open a series in Colorado Friday night, 5 o'clock for Padres Live. Clayton Richard will go for a 12th win of the season, try to even his record at 12-12. There are the pitching matchups at the Volquez on Saturday at 9-9, and then Casey Kelly gets his second big league start at Coors Field on Sunday. The time's 5 o'clock on Friday, 4:30 Saturday, and 11:30 for Padres Live on Sunday.
Well, look at those ERAs on the Rockies. All about 5.5. White, Chacin, Francis. Lighten up, Francis.
The Rockies lost today, but they've won 8 of their last 11 games with those young pitchers. So I hope you'll join us for action from Mile High City, and then the Padres go to Dodger Stadium for 3. Back home for a nice 10-game stand. Arizona, St. Louis, and Colorado will be here at Petco. And one of those Colorado games, the 15th, will be the big Jerry Coleman salute.
Hey, it's time to dance at Petco Park, at the park. I'd give that kid a 92 on the dance. Come on, you got to dance for it. And these guys? Oh, yeah. This guy right here? That's a 98. Perfect.
Now this is something more gentle here.
Yeah, that's more like, kind of toning it down a little bit. She gets a 95.
Are you a pretty good dancer?
Oh, back in the day.
Fred Astaire.
Man.
Trip the light fantastic.
Polishing some tiles now. Yeah. Working the polo with the, the peg jeans and the collar popped up.
You did, in those days you danced close, though, not like today where you never get close to your partner.
I was pretty good at that as well.
You got to do the old dip,
Yeah.
Sneak a little kiss on the dance floor. Where's the violin music? Come on, a little accompaniment. So 2 on, last of the 8th. And Amarista, the pinch hitter. Oh, there's this throw through to second, and back just in time is Forsythe. Pitch was called a ball at the plate to Amarista. Pinched hit last night and singled, but immediately picked off by a sensational right-hander Chris Medlin of the Braves. Surprisingly, Amarista has not shown that he's a consistent butter in terms of sacrifice situation. When he's bunting for a base hit or trying to lay one down, he's good. But when he really has to give himself up, he seems to have some trouble. And that's the call here, trying to move the runners to second and third.
Yeah, drawing the third baseman, Chipper Jones. Look out.
And Venters can get it up there. That one was just 91 miles an hour, but last year he was throwing between 95 and 98, wasn't he?
Absolutely. Mid to upper 90s. And with that live fastball, he'll get a lot of run on it into the left-handed hitters. So he'll get some ground balls as well. He'll break a lot of bats.
The action pitch, 2-1. Oh, up at the chin again. So by squaring away, a distraction apparently for Venters. So a long look by Amarista, third base coach Glenn Hoffman, to see now it's 3-1. What do you want? Maybe even take one here. Hoffy with a smile. High, ball 4. The bases are full. Forsythe to third, Maben to second. Amarista at first, a Padre over every pillow. And to the leadoff man, Everett Cabrera. Double by Forsythe, and walks to Maben, then Amarista to load him up. So you're not going to go on the trip to Colorado, huh?
No, I'm off that trip. So I'll miss you guys.
All right, we'll be thinking
about
Bring back
some victories.
Absolutely, and you have a good time with Mary and the kids.
Absolutely.
Cabrera, boy, Venters having trouble locating any of his pitches way out of the zone.
Uncomfortable at bats, especially being a left-hander. We saw 2 almost at the noggin of Amarista.
Soft fly to center. Here comes Bourne, and that's too shallow for anyone to try, even though Bourne doesn't have a great arm. That's just a short peg, as they used to call it. One away as Cabrera unable to bring in the run on and out. It's up to Will Venable. Venable a single and a double, a bunt single, stolen base, and he scored a run. And pinch hitting for Venable will be Chris Denorfia. Denorfia, a terror, batting against left-handed pitching, and so Bud Black makes that move. Trying to add to the 4-1 lead. Now with one out, the infield for the Braves moves back, hoping to get a double play and get out of the inning. Fastball pitcher, fastball hitter. At the first delivery, down in the dirt, a slider. .455 average with the bases full. Chance to do some serious damage here in the 8th. Got the fastball.
Couldn't get the top hand on top of that Venters heater. You got some good arms in that Brave bullpen. And we talk about Kimbrel, of course. His numbers. Venters throws hard.
But since the All-Star break, they're #1 in the National League, their bullpen ERA. And the count 1-2 to Denorfia. Chase Headley on deck, itching to get another chance. With men in scoring position, he's knocked in 2 today. Way outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Padre over every pillow. Denorfia a chance to chase home some runs. Line drive, base hit to center field. That'll do the job. Forsythe scores. Maben scores. The Padres lead it 6-1. Now that's some pinch hitting by Denorfia.
You betcha. What a great battle. Hard throwing left-hander Johnny Venters. Denorfia takes that breaking ball right up the center of the diamond, just out of the reach of the lefty's glove, and 2 more means 6 and a 5-run lead for San Diego. Now that's some kind of nice.
Denorfia with his 26th and 27th runs driven in this year. Padres with 1 out, first and second for Headley. That's right-handed for the first time. 2 hits today, a single and a 2-run single, 2 for 4. Well, time for the Carl's Jr. star of the game, Chase Headley, 2 for 4, 2 more RBIs. As Mr. August continues to rip base hits, and he's got another August game in Colorado Friday night, the final day of this month. Venters ahead, 2 strikes. So that second spot in the batting order today, very productive for Bud Black. Venable went 2 for 3, make that 2 for 4 with a run scored, and then Denorfia comes in, drives in 2 runs, hitting for Venable. Way outside. Giants are at Houston. They're leading there 4-3 in the 3rd. They have a chance to build their lead to 4.5 over the Dodgers. Make that 3-0. They'll hold at 3.5. The Dodgers won at Colorado earlier, 10-6. 2-2. Washington leading Miami 5-3 in the 7th. The Braves trail the Nationals by 4 starting play today as Brad Brock gets loose in the pen. Now that the Padres have a 6-1 lead, not a save situation. So Luke Gregerson sits down.
You know, Dick, you mentioned Houston and San Francisco game. I know it's early, but Houston.
They've been eliminated, haven't they already?
Yes. They're 89 losses, 40 and 89 going into today.
And meanwhile, in the NL West, the Dodgers with a win are 3 back of San Francisco, where the Giants came to make them either 3.5 or 2.5. High fly ball. Lazy fly ball to right center. DeBourne setting himself up for the throw. The bluff by Amarista, and he returns to second. So Yasmani Grandal looking for his first hit today. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. Padres have collected 11 hits. There's the Houston score with plenty of innings to go. Well, they've just cleaned house, the Astros. Yeah. You hardly know their roster anymore. They just let them all go. Going to build from within.
And next year in the American League, wow.
Grandal batting right-handed for the first time. Homered right-handed on Monday night. Knocked in all 3 runs in the 3-0 shutout. Broken bat, base hit. Running all the way, Amarista. The throw is to third base, and safe or out. Safe is the call. Well, that was going to be close if he was out, because Amarista barely had hit home plate. 7-1. DeNorfia moves to third as Amarista scores.
That's why with 2 outs, you really have to hustle when that ball is hit in play. Broken bat, little dunker, and then the race is on. Very close. But you can see as DeNorfia slides into third base, Amarista was just about to cross home plate.
I thought Jones might have gotten the uniform with that swipe tag.
It's close. Let's see.
Maybe not, because he went after to tag him a second time. They gave away.
What a classic hook slide right there by Chris DeNorfia.
So the Padres adding 3 runs here in the 8th inning. 2-run single by pinch hitter DeNorfia, and Grandal a broken bat RBI single to join the hit parade. Every man in the lineup, including Stultz, with the base hit except for Cabrera, the leadoff man. A total of 12 hits for the Padres. Alonso 1 for 3. There's a nice bonnet. Way outside Venters, 2-1 the count. So 2 of the runs will be charged to Durbin. And the third to Venters, and he's responsible for the men at the corners. Another base hit. DeNorfia scores. It's 8-1 Padres as they are going to hit around here in the 8th inning. Alonso's 47th run batted in.
Well, last couple hits for the Padres off the end of the bat. Alonso gets jammed, but it's elevated, therefore easier to dump it over the infielders' heads. And the Padres adding on.
8 runs on 13 hits. Alonso with a couple of hits and an RBI. And Katse now the batter. So this reliable bullpen of the Braves, shutting most everyone out, have given up 4 runs. Katse, a single, hit by a pitch. He's 1 for 3 in the game. 9th man to come up. Ball 1.
Hey, former Royal, former A, Mike Sweeney, who lives up in North County, enjoying a big league ball game.
That's how you enjoy it, a little iced tea.
Yeah, good man right there. Had a good big league career.
One ball, one strike on Katse. 2 on, 2 out, 4 in, and fouled at the plate. Well, if the Padres win it, mark that, will be 9 out of 10. All 9 wins. Padres scored first.
Hey, that's the formula, right? We've been talking about all year.
Yeah, and of course, last night, Braves winning 2-0, scored first. 2-2 now to Katse. And the other common denominator, and to emphasize the point, 9 wins against 9 teams fighting to get in the playoffs.
That's a good point.
And they're beating good teams. Struck him out. Venters finally gets the 3rd out here in the 8th inning, but the Padres get 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4 hits and lead 8-1. So on the farewell from San Diego for Chipper Jones and the Braves, and the Padres beaten up on Atlanta 8-1 as we go to the 9th inning. Brad Brock comes in out of the pen. Young right-hander has found his place in the relief corps.
It's a good feeling now when you see Brad Brock go out there. He's been pitching extremely well. He's made great strides this year. So hopefully to put a bow on today where everybody's had a great feeling if you're a Padre fan with the new ownership. So stay tuned for Padres Live after the game. We'll talk about this one, talk about the press conference, which is going to rerun after the game as well. A lot on our plate, Mr. Enberg.
Oh, my. It's been a great day. And not just if you're a baseball fan. You know, the impact of baseball on any community is enormous. And it's not just because we're involved with the San Diego Padres and these telecasts on Fox Sports San Diego. You know, there's no voice on radio or television that's heard more than baseball voices because of the exposure. Almost 200 games counting spring training, and the impact that it has on the community. And we get it in the fan mail and I guess it's the tweets now. But
sure.
That it impacts lives, and it financially does. Economically for our city, it impacts it. Ground ball foul.
I can't go to the grocery store without somebody asking me a Padre question, which is great, right? Everybody wants to know what's going on.
And you know what's happening is my little walks around town to do my morning exercise. More and more Padre hats. More and more Padre shirts being worn. David Ross, the catcher. Base hit and a walk today, 1 for 2. Ross, Ugla, and Giannis scheduled here in the top of the 9th inning. Hit well to right field. Denorfia out there has to give ground, and that one is gone. Ross hammers one the opposite field for a home run, and it's 8-2. All the more important that 4-run 8th inning for the Padres. Ross with his 7th homer of the season.
Boy, Ross showing some serious pop the opposite way. A fastball down, throws the head. He gives this one a ride.
Brad Brock giving up his 8th home run of the season. He's done very well. He'll try to improve in that department. Ross takes some of the sting out of that 4-run 8th inning, but it's still 8-2 Padres. Ugla first ball hunting, pops it up. Denorfia calling, coming in from right field, but Forsythe says, no, I've got perfect position for the first out. Eric Hinsky will pinch hit for Giannis. Veteran left-handed bat. Like all the Braves, home run power. Only one hit this year in his limited appearances. 46 of those as a pinch hitter. 7 for 46. Two and 0. Juan Francisco on deck. Pitcher spot due next. Fly ball to Maben in left center. 2 away. And here comes Francisco representing the final chance for the Braves, trailing 8-2.
The sun shining brightly today in our fine city of San Diego. A lot to be thankful for on this beautiful day.
So true. And it seems only proper that the Padres should play well, come up with a win against a very good team. These Braves are 74-56, one of the best records in the National League, and to take the series 2 out of 3, no mean accomplishment. Strike. Back home for the Braves. It's been a rigorous road trip. It looks as if they're going to go home with a losing record, 4-6. And that would make it 4-8 in their last 12 games. So a little delay in their winning ways here late in August. And there's no question they appear to be one of the teams at best position right now for a wild card berth, if not to catch Washington. Washington now leading Miami 5-4. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and the Padres package up a nice winning gift for the new ownership as Brad Brock seals the deal with a strikeout. San Diego wins it 8-2 as we go to Mike Pomerantz.
You're right, Dick. That is a fitting finish for the Friar on a day the new ownership is indoctrinated, announced, and introduced. When we see on the postgame show, we're going to talk about the great job by Mr. Eric Stultz. Also, Chase Headley with his 30th RBI. You'll hear from Buddy Black in a moment.